Hey everyone, what is going on? So we have another meta guide for you today. So the Willpower Cup as well as the Open Ultra League will be beginning Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the Willpower Cup is, well, just as the icon looks, those three types are going to be the eligible types: Psychic, Dark, and Fighting. So those are the types you can use. The only exception is God of War is banned because it would basically go through everything if it wasn't. And I'm going to be honest with you. We'll get to the solid team options, but it was difficult building different teams. I feel like for this meta, it's going to be RPS. Three types are eligible, of course. It's going to be RPS, but you could try to eliminate that as much as possible by going ABB teams, and we're going to talk about that again once we get to the solid team options. But I feel like a lot of trainers are probably not going to like this meta. We'll see when it comes. You could always play the Ultra League, the Open Ultra League. We're going to have a Go Battle Day November 6th, I believe, and it's going to feature the Willpower Cup as well as the Open Ultra League. So you can play either one of those. I could be wrong. Maybe a lot of trainers will like this meta, but we'll just see. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at it anyway. So for the S rank, Mandibuzz is going to be the top rank. Of course, Mandibuzz is a Dark and Flying type, so you would think Dark is weak to Fighting, but it's actually not because it's a Flying type. That's why Mandibuzz is ranked number 1 on PvPoke.com. It's just going to be such a great Pokemon. It's not weak to any of the main three types, right? It's double resisting Psychic. It's taking resisted damage from Dark types, and then it's taking neutral damage from Fighting attacks. There's other Pokemon like Alolan Raichu that are strong against it, but not of those three types. So Mandibuzz is definitely going to be the top pick in this meta for sure. Probably go with Air Slash for the damage, but it's going to be a great Pokemon. And then we have Umbreon. Umbreon is also a tank. Umbreon, though, is weak to Fighting, but it's still a really good Pokemon, so you have two tanks for your Mandibuzz and Umbreon. Then Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu is a Psychic type, as well as an Electric type. Going to be weak to Dark, so you know what, you do have that to watch out for, but it's still going to be doing a lot of damage with the electric attack, especially to that Mandibuzz, as I said, because Mandibuzz is going to be the top pick. But yeah, Alolan Raichu definitely going to be seeing some play. Then we have Hisui and Quillfish. We have a few Dark Poison types. We have the Hisui and Quillfish, the Drapion, which is really fast, and then the Skunk Tank. All three of them going to be really powerful. Obviously, as I said, we know how fast Drapion with the Cross Poison is. It's going to be able to, not Cross Poison, excuse me. Did I say Cross Poison? Poison Sting gets to the moves really fast. So definitely want to go with Crunch, and then you can go with Sludge Bomb or Aqua Tail. But yeah, it's a really fast Pokemon, the Shadow version or the regular version. So those are the Dark and Poison types, and some of the best ones. And then we have the best Fighting type, in my opinion. We have Medicham. So Medicham is not weak to Psychic because it's a Psychic type itself, so it's taking neutral damage. It's doing super effective damage to the Dark types, and it's resisting Fighting types. So it really doesn't have any weaknesses from the Psychic, Dark, and Fighting types that are eligible. So it's going to be a great Pokemon. It really is. It really is. Definitely going to be the best Fighting type in this meta, but that's no surprise. It's a Medicham, right? So for the air rank, we have Ponyard. Ponyard actually going to be pretty good. Does have a huge weakness, double weak to Fighting, so you do have to watch out for that. But Fury Cutter, Night Slash, going to be getting to the moves fast. Pretty good one. Then we have Sableye. Sableye is a great answer for Medicham. Again, it has no weaknesses outside of Fairy, so it's not going to be weak to the Psychic, Dark, or Fighting types. So I think Sableye definitely has some play, but it does have to watch out, though, because the Dark types are going to be doing well against it, like the Mandibuzz, like the Umbreon, Drapion, Skunk Tank. You really have to get to the return because those Dark types are going to be resisting the Shadow Claw as well as the Foul Play. That's a purified one that you would want. Then we have Sneasler. So Sneasler kind of has mixed reviews in a way because you can get it for the Great League, but it is difficult to get. You do have to trade with a lower level account, a lower level trainer. I did trade with a low level trainer to get my Sneasler below 1500 CP. I got kind of lucky. Just found someone that happened to have that was a lower level, and it's an easy Pokemon to hatch. You just need to find the trainer to be at a lower level. But anyway, it has Shadow Claw with close combat. It has X's, it has Aerial Ace, so a pretty good Pokemon, but really frail. Wobbuffet. So Wobbuffet is actually a Charm user, so we do have Charm in this meta, even though God of War was banned. Now Wobbuffet is bulky, but it really doesn't have much of an attack, so you do have to keep that in mind. The Charms probably won't even be doing that much to like Mandibuzz, for example. And Mandibuzz and Umbreon are still strong against Wobbuffet because it is a Psychic type. You know, I imagine Wobbuffet would be doing well against like the Medicham. So Wobbuffet definitely has play, but it's still going to be weak to the dog types, even though it is dishing out super effective damage with Charm. And you could go with the Shadow Vision for more damage, but if you do that, you can't have return on it. So pick a choose. Then we have Riley's Dragon Breath user, going to be spam, really fast with the Dragon Breath, really powerful with the Dog Pulse and Body Slam as well. Then for the B tier, we have Victini actually with Quick Attack. So Quick Attack did get buffed with V-Create. So V-Create, we've seen this in a recent meta. We saw Victini quite a bit. What was it? The Psychic Cup, I believe, early in the season. It was this season. Was it last year? I think it was this season, early in the season. Victini was great. And V-Create is a great move. Of course, it does debuff you, but it's still a really good move. It's a really powerful move. Then we have Cresselia. So Cresselia is weak to the Dark-type Pokemon in this meta, of course. But it is able to fight back because it does have Moonblast. Still not the greatest Pokemon. It's good, I think. But yeah, I mean, there's so many Dark-type Pokemon in this meta that are really good. You do have to watch out for that. And then we have Overcool, similar to the other Dark Poison types. I think it's not as good as the other ones listed in the S tier, but still a good Pokemon, one that you'll probably see. Then we have another Fairy type. We have Galarian Rapidash. So this Galarian Rapidash should not have Charm, but it has Fairy Wind, so it gets to the Body Slam really fast. As well as the Play Rough. I believe it wasn't Moonblast, it was Play Rough, right? One of those hard-hitting fairy attacks. Or Mega Horn, actually. No, it was Mega Horn. It was Mega Horn. Yeah, that's right. I think it was Mega Horn. I think it does have Play Rough as well. But all of them really, really strong, really fast. Really frail, though. You do have to watch out for that. But I think it could make a decent save swap. You do have to watch out for the poison types, right? Because there's a lot of dark poison types in this meta that are really strong and that you will see. Then we have Alolan Grima, another dark and poison type. So if the dark and poison Pokemon are only weak to ground, and ground is not eligible in this meta. Maybe there's a Pokemon that has a ground move or something. But yeah. Ground's not eligible. Anyway, that's going to be the S, A, and B tier. Then we're going to move on to the other options. We have Lipod, believe it or not. Lipod actually has Charm as well. And I actually didn't know that until I looked it up. But it does have Charm, so it's a pretty good... it could be pretty interesting. It's really frail. So if you're going up against like a Medicham, yes, the Charm will be doing a lot because it has a high attack. But you're going to be taking a lot from counter, right? So you do have to watch out for that. But I think Lipod, other than that, as long as it's not up against like a Medicham, I think it could be doing pretty well in this meta, to be honest. So Lipod might be one you want to consider. Then we have Hisuian Sneasel. Hisuian Sneasel, pretty interesting Pokemon. That one doesn't require trading with a lower level account. You could just hatch these. Then we have Latias. Latias also has Charm. It also has Dragon Breath. So pretty strong Pokemon. Mew, I don't think Mew is going to be that good in this meta because there's so many dog types. We have ghost types like Sableye. I just don't see it being used too often, to be honest. What's it going to do good against? I mean, I guess it's going to do good against the Medicham if you run into it, but honestly, I don't see Mew being used too often. In this meta, then we have Lugia. Lugia is a tank with Dragon Tail. Not as much of a tank, I guess, in the Great League, but still, with Dragon Tail, Sky Attack, and Arrow Blast doing a lot. Then we have Alolan Raticate. But yeah, I definitely want Quick Attack on this. It has Hyper Fang. You could go a Purified one with Return. Yeah, I mean, Crunch, of course, really powerful. Then we have a couple more fighters, several more fighters actually, Lucario and Scrafty, but those two are going to be weak to fighting. Medicham is definitely going to be the dominant fighter in this Willpower Cup, in my opinion. Then we have even more fighters. We have Gallade and Buzzwole, so more powerful fighting types, but again, I still think Medicham is going to be the dominating one. But we might see Buzzwole. Buzzwole could be pretty good, actually, as well, because of the typing. It's a bug typing and a fighting typing. So it could be pretty good, actually, in this cup. So we might see some Buzzwole. Then we have Alolan Muck, another Dark and Poison type, and then we have Obstagoon. It's not a fighting type, but it is a counter user, but it's also weak to fighting, similar to Lucario and Scrafty. I think Medicham, as I've mentioned, is going to be the dominating one. But who knows? Maybe we'll see a double counter team. I mean, we could see that. But anyway, that's going to be the Willpower Cup for you, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the solid team options. As I mentioned, it was kind of difficult to build several different teams for this meta, but we'll take a look at it anyway. The first team, we're going to have a double dog team with Mandibuzz, with Air Slash, and Umbreon. I recommend Last Resort because Psychic, honestly, what are you going to hit for super effective damage? I doubt you're going to be seeing any fighters, and even if you do, like pretty much all of that, like all of them, not pretty much, all of them resist or take neutral damage from from Psychic, like the Scrafty, the Lucario, the Medicham, right? So Medicham don't fight, you lure out a possible answer with the Mana Buzz. You could use Mana Buzz or Umbreon with the safe swap. If they again, this whole team is weak to Charm, but I don't anticipate there being a Charm user. I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong, but I don't see you running into many Wobbuffets, many Lipods, many Latias. Well, I guess we'll find out, but if you do, you do. But again, even if you do, like the backline is still strong against Wobbuffet with the Dark types, right? So I guess we'll see. And if you run into a Lipod, of course, Medicham can handle the Lipod. So I think this is a pretty interesting team, and we'll see how it plays out. Nice ABB team to start off. Then we have a triple Dark Poison team with Hisuian, Quillfish. You could go with Overqwil. I like the bulk on Quillfish. And then Drapion and Skuntank. Could go with the Shadow variants or the regular variants. Drapion being the safe swap. As I mentioned, there's like no ground moves in this meta. Not that I can think of that are going to be really strong. Maybe there are some. Maybe you guys can let me know. Maybe I'll find out. But nothing that I think is going to absolutely dominate this meta. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I mean, yeah, really strong team. Honestly, probably not going to run into any weaknesses unless if you do happen to find a ground attack user. But we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, we're moving on to the next team. We do have double fighters. We have a Alolan Raichu in the lead with Sneasler. Again, Sneasler is difficult to get. You could replace it with a Buzzwole. And then we have Medicham. So, yeah, pretty strong team. Safe swapping. Probably the Sneasler. I mean, both of them probably do pretty well as a safe swap. But, yeah, it could be a pretty good team. I think Alolan Raichu probably going to be really strong. Alolan Raichu is weak to Dark in the lead. So the back line, strong against Dark. I mean, you addition out neutral damage against the Dark Poison types like Skuntank and Drapion, which are going to be everywhere. So what moveset do you want? Do you want Ice Punch Psychic? Honestly, I would say Ice Punch Power Up Punch. What are you going to use the Psychics on? I mean, other fighting types? I mean, it's a heavy hitting move, but there's so many Dark types, it's going to, like, everything is going to resist it. Like, the Psychic types and the Dark types are resisting Psychic. And you're not really, I don't think you're going to run into many fighting types. I mean, you'll run into opposing Medicham, I guess. Obviously, Sneasler is a fighting type. That would be weak to it. But, yeah, you could decide, I guess we could say. But then we have, I actually built this team. I think it could be pretty interesting. Medicham Double Charm with Wobbuffet and Latias. I'm certainly not using this team because I don't have an XL Wobbuffet. But Double Charm, very interesting. Stay swapping that Wobbuffet. But, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I don't think you're going to see Double Charm in this meta. But, you know, if you do, it's going to be interesting because the Charm users do not benefit from stabs. So, I guess we'll find out. Then we have Cresselia in the lead with Zweilius and this Galarian Rapidash. So, the Galarian Rapidash could be pretty strong in this meta as a good safe swap. Then we have... Okay, similar team to the triple Dark Poison teams. We have the Dark in the lead with Mana Buzz, and then we have a double Dark Poison team, Drapion being that safe swap. I love the Shadow version. Probably don't need Sludge Bomb in this meta, to be honest. Although Crunch is resisted by a lot of things as well. But, yeah, I'd probably go with the Aqua Tail, just so you can spam it out fast, if you're going, especially if you're going with the Shadow one. And then, of course, Skuntank is really strong. So these are going to be the solid team options for you. Let me know what team you plan on running in the Willpower Cup. Also, let me know if you plan on playing in the Willpower Cup or the Open Ultra League. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.